Alright, what's up everybody? So if you're on iOS, first of all, you might notice the game doesn't work. Don't worry about that. They did put it on Twitter that they are working on a 3.94 update to fix that. That is not on the App Store just yet, but I know Apple have this really complicated thing about getting updates on to the App Store. So sometimes the update actually might be finished, but then Apple will just mess around. So if you're on iOS, hang tight on that one. Don't know why it skipped from 3.92 to 3.93 to 94 and skipped 3.93, but there might be a reason for that. I don't know. Oh well. Anyway, let's move into why I'm making this video. About an hour ago, as it says right there, on the forums, there was a FAQ on the City of Wizards event, just clearing up some stuff. So I'm going to go through it and basically talk about like what I think about it, like what the things they've explained. I think if they're good or bad or whatever. If bad, like why I think they're bad and what I suggest, not what I would have done, but what I suggest. Hopefully something, and everybody can leave their thoughts and comments as well. Best to probably leave your thoughts and comments on the forum itself, but YouTube comments work as well. Right then, so first of all, City of Wizards updates. So hello, Cookie Ruins. We've received a lot of questions about the City of Wizards event. I'd like to take a moment to answer them. Right then, so first of all, it seems like the number of moon jellies I collect per run decreased. So this is something that I can say I easily overlooked because I don't read. All right, I just am straight into it and then I complain, but I already kind of envisaged this would happen because of previous events and special breakout where after a certain number of the ancient special pouches, same with friendly run with the pouches, they do decrease over time. There's like a daily limit. And it even tells you this in the game. I would show you, but I can't get in. It says after 500 collected in one day, the number is significantly reduced. And this is really noticeable. You can get like usually about 10 to 12 or so of the one you didn't choose, and then about like 20 to 30 of the one you did choose, and then all of a sudden it'll just go like bang, and you're only getting like 1 or 2 a run, and then eventually it goes down to 1 and sometimes none, depending on how much you've grinded. So that bit, I think they covered that straight away in the game. You just had to press the information button on that, but I overlooked it, and apparently lots of other people did. Question 2. Do I have to break both seals, Rune of Darkness? Oh, by the way, before we move on, 500 I think is pretty good. It stops people from grinding it out in one day. Because I definitely would have done that. Just going to throw it out there. And to break the seal that you chose, you need 1,560. And you got 60 free from the daily missions, which reset every day. So you could grind it out in 3 days, which I thought was pretty fair. If you wanted to, I think they're giving plenty of time to break the rune of the seal that you chose. I think that was fair. 500 is fair on that one. Good job. Anyway, moving on. Do I have to break both seals, darkness and light, to be able to move forward? No, breaking only one seal is enough to enter chapter 2. Nice to know. When chapter 2 opens, you'll have to select which one of the 2 last seals you want to break. You'll only be able to select one of the 2 seals, even if you've collected enough moon jellies to break both seals. Fair enough. That's fair enough. However, you can choose a different seal than the card you select before starting chapter 1. That's good. I think that's quite good. You might have chosen or pressed accidentally. It will it will make the grind harder to unlock that seal, but I think if you really wanted to change, it's worth it. If you didn't manage to collect enough moon jellies to open either of the 2 seals, please note that you'll be able to open the seal of your choice using 2,900 crystals. Interesting. If you collected enough moon jellies to break both seals, you'll be able to choose for free which last seal to break. If you only broke one of the 2 seals, you'll be able to break the first. You're able to break that first seal for free, or the other one unlockable for 2,900. Oh, fair enough. So if you chose the darkness one, but really wanted the light one, but don't want to grind, 2,900 crystals to break that to change. But if not, then grind the darkness ones and just break that one for free. You cannot break both. You cannot break both at all. So even if you collect enough, 1,560 of both full moon jellies and crescent jellies, you'll only be able to allow to choose one last seal to break. Fair enough. But we still have to wait 7 days anyway, regardless. 2,900 though? Do I think that's fair? Yes, I do. I do think that's fair. That's quite a fair price. Because, wait. Yeah, I think everybody is able to collect at least 100. I remember a while ago I did how to grind crystals out as free to play, and every day you can receive 100 from the breakout rewards. You get multiple ones from, do I still have that actually? That image? Let me try and pull it up. Ooh, I don't know if I have it anymore. It's the kind of thing I make and then I just get rid of. Oh yeah, daily crystals. So daily missions equals 100. If you open 4 gold chests, that's 52. A crystal jar, depending, well, that varies. It's like 112. Free ads. Oh, they don't do the free ads anymore, do they? Oh, well. So you're getting about 250 a day times by, I think it was 10 days, right? Or so when we started. That's 2,500 a day for the time. I think that's definitely doable. Plus we had Wednesday's breakout. We'll have tomorrow's breakout plus a week plus next Wednesday. So that's 3 breakouts. I think that's fair. I think it's quite a fair price, and it's, yes, if you're a bit of a lower level, it is a bit of a grind, but you got to choose. Do you want to grind out those crystals, or do you want to grind out those jellies? That's something you just got to choose for yourself, I think. Also, you can actually get from the rune that you chose. There is a breakable one for 200 of those moon jellies for 500 crystals. That puts you at 2,400 to get already. So, yeah, I think, 2,900 I think is a fair price. And 2,900 is also the cost of a cookie chest, isn't it? A special cookie chest. So you got to weigh it up. Which one do you want more? You want to change to get that other costume, or do you want to change, or do you want to buy a cookie chest? One of them is guaranteed. The other one is just going to give you random stuff. It's your choice. But I think, as it 2,900, I think it's fair. When chapter opens, you'll be able to choose which last seal to break. Okay, question 3. Do I unlock a Moonlight cookie costume if I collect enough moon jellies to break the seal? No. Breaking the last seal only allows you to access chapter 2 when it opens. In chapter 1, you are able to collect various rewards, such as crystals, cubes, or even cinnamon cookies for breaking each small seal. Well, we kind of knew this anyway, because it did say that we were we were going to receive the costume of our choice upon completing chapter 3. So not giving the costume out after breaking the seal should have been quite obvious in a way. So I think that's all right. I think that's all right. I do think they should give a little reward for getting all the way to the middle. I don't think it was, if you grind it out, that's 3 days. If you grind out the other one as well. But I think you should get a small reward for breaking the last seal as well. I do think that. What it is, crystals or cubes or something like that, I'm not too sure. Potentially a crystal cashback would be quite nice. I think crystal cashback would be quite nice. How much I would offer? It's hard to say. Maybe 400-500? I think it'd be quite nice, because if you were paying to change and then you get some back, it actually doesn't feel as bad. You're like, oh, I spent 2,900 to choose the other seal. Oh, but I get 500 back. And it already kind of elevates you, even though, you still spent 2,400. Getting 500 back would be quite nice, I think, for breaking the last seal. But that's just my opinion. Don't forget, this is all just my opinion. And what I say has literally no effect. Probably. I don't think. We'll find out. Anyway, so that's fair enough. Number 4. When will I be able to unlock one of the Moonlight Cookie costumes? To unlock the Moonlight Cookie costume, you'll have to complete further missions in Chapter 2 and Chapter 3. Your final reward after completing Chapter 3 will be one of the 2 Moonlight costumes. The costume you'll be able to unlock depends on which seal you choose to break. You chose to break before into Chapter 2. That's fair enough. That's what I just said. Cool. Is there a way to unlock both costumes? This is what really everybody wants to know. Yes, both costumes will be sold in packages. You'll be able to collect the costume you chose by completing Chapter 3 as an event reward. The other costume will only be available to purchase in the package shop. Both costumes will be available to purchase when Chapter 2 opens. If you want to unlock both costumes as soon as possible, you'll be able to purchase them directly from the package shop. Remember, however, if you complete all Chapter 3 missions, you'll get one of the 2 costumes for free. You'll get another reward such as cubes if you already bought the cookie costume from the shop on completing Chapter 3. Now, for me, this isn't so much of a bad thing. I was pretty much already prepared for this. Like, I thought this might happen. But I don't think they really thought about it too much. Now, I understand where they're coming from in terms of, after all, yes, it's the game itself is free to play, but they have in-app purchases. Fair enough. And DevSys is a company and it needs to make money. Fair enough. But sometimes some of it is, I don't know, it appears quite money grabbing in some ways. Like, they will know quite a lot of people will want both costumes, so we'll end up paying for them. But is that really the best way? I don't think so. I personally don't think so. And yes, I do think they should be available to purchase. But to be able to purchase before, well, just as Chapter 2 opens, that seems a bit early. That seems very early. Like, especially if people are already willing to pay, I don't think they'll bother with anything. This event will just get ignored. Because there's no longer any incentive to really do it, because you can just buy both of them straight off. So I probably wouldn't put them in the purchase thing straight away. I would probably do it after Chapter 3. Or potentially after Chapter 2. Because after Chapter 2, you've already invested and completed 66% of this event. So there's a larger chance for you to complete the whole event, knowing that you've already done over half. It's kind of like, I'm on the last leg kind of thing. But if people haven't had much time to really start on chapter 1, I think it'll just get ignored. And they'll just go, right, I'll just buy both and well, there we go, we're done. So really the whole idea of designing the event really kind of fails right there. In terms of people that pay for packages, that doesn't really seem, there's no incentive for players to finish. Well, for some players to finish. I will probably end up powering through it, see what's going on, make some videos on it, stuff like that. For that kind of stuff, I kind of do enjoy. So, but for the, how do you word it? For the standard player who purchases stuff, yeah, your event will just get passed by, I think. Yeah, there'll be rewards, crystals and stuff, but if the crystal numbers themselves aren't high enough and they they do pay for packages, I think it'll just get ignored. They'll just go ahead and just do other stuff. They'll go ahead and do trophy races or something else, and it's way to like try and encourage people to play and get excited about updates and stuff and things to look forward to will kind of fail on one front. So yeah, that's far too early, personally. I think so. I personally think so. Because the incentive to finish the event was good. The incentive on its own, on face value, complete all 3 chapters. Yes, we have to wait between chapters, like a week between. But the incentive at the end is really worth it because you get like a limited edition costume. But that incentive wait and to get completion of an event which will just end up disappearing, there is nothing. Because we can look at it like the way we look at Island of Memories. How many people just completed enough stars to get the costume and then just abandoned it? There are 165 stars to get. Now, unless you're like go for like the perfection of completion like I do, a lot of people will have just stopped at like 100. Or I think it was about 100 that you needed to get the costume. Or maybe they just didn't even care about that. They were like, you know what? No, I don't really care. Moonlight, I think, is a bit different. It's a legend cookie. And legend cookies and legend costumes, they get much more attention than a random, like, wasabi costume or something like that. I definitely think that. But, so, I think putting the packages up so early is not the best way to go about inspiring players to finish an event when you can just skip the event. Now, yes, there will be players out there that don't have enough time, or they have time but they need to balance that time with other things in life. That's fair enough. So I'm not saying that they shouldn't release the packages. I'm just saying I think they are releasing the packages too early. You know, chapter 2, fair enough. After chapter 2, potentially halfway through chapter 3. If you've already started chapter 3 and you're already a good proportion of the way through it, I think you will see it through. Now, yes, they have said that if you buy the costume, you will get another reward, such as cubes. That's fair enough. But is that reward of cubes gonna be sufficient enough and inspirational enough for those players that have bought them to finish and want to get that extra reward? We'll see, because they've not given any numbers. They just said such as cubes. So, yeah. Also, we don't know how much these costumes are going to be. Like, if we're basing it off previous ones, like cinnamon cookie, popcorn cookie, and all the rest, they've been 4,000 crystals plus the costume. For me, it's 1,200 yen. So, I don't know what that is. Like, $10, is it? $12, something like that. I think with inflation and stuff. Not inflation, the market rates of stuff, I think it's $10 or something like that, US dollars, I think something like that. So are they going to keep that, or are they going to say, right, this is actually super duper limited edition and slap a higher price tag on it? We'll have to wait and see. This kind of renders most of this grinding up here useless. Because if I don't have time to break one of these seals, why will I spend 2,900 crystals when I can just wait for these packages to come out at the same time and just buy both packages and just skip everything in general and save myself 2,900 crystals, plus probably get some more crystals from the packages, and I get both costumes. Woo woo. Winner winner chicken dinner. Right then. See you later event. Skip over that. There is no incentive to finish. Releasing it that early anyway. But if the people knew about the costumes coming, would they bother finishing the event in general? Don't know. But, well, you've already told them that the packages are coming now, so regardless of, even if you change the release date, that still might apply anyway, that people just lose interest and just wait for the packages. Well, we'll have to see. I won't really know about that, but yeah, that's just my honest opinion on that. Now, the next part on this is packages, sold in packages. Now, I did mention before, yeah, Dev Sisters need to make money. It is a free game to play and download, and it can stay free. It's entirely free. To a certain point. Kind of. If you have the time to invest it is 100% free. It will take a while, but it is 100% free. So yeah, introducing the packages to pay for is a good idea. Gives people the option to give back, and it probably adds an extra bonus. However, for free-to-play players who want 100% completion and 100% wardrobe, so to speak, in this case, this really isn't that fair. This isn't fair at all. Now, I would have that package. I'll have those packages up for however much they're going to cost. Hopefully it's not more than the usual price tag. It might be because it's legendary, but that's by the by. But I would offer a free-to-play way of getting it. I would definitely offer that. Otherwise, this is just going to turn into the Hello Kitty event. And we all know what bad feedback that got. So many players were unable to actually acquire Kitty-chan herself that they were unable to finish the event, even though they wanted to. So a lot of players gave up. And I think this will always be something that will happen. It's just like a repeat of that, but in a different way. This is like, oh, look at this thing that's in the game. But by the way, because you're free to play, this is totally unobtainable. Which is it just mirrors the Hello Kitty event, in which there was so much. There was 3 treasures and 2 cookies and 2 pets, that your chances of getting it from, as a free to play player from those little Hello Kitty chests was so slight. It was so slight. Now, I don't know if everything had an equal balance of turning out, or they actually lowered the chances of getting certain things from those chests, but this is basically just a repeat of that. And I've seen comments. There's been comments in groups and stuff like that about people not happy about this. I mean, Dev Sisters know how the feedback from Hello Kitty, that I don't need to tell them how badly that was. But it is just it is turning into that. It's not necessarily pay to win, because I think the costumes will be balanced. I hope they will. But it's a pay to buy. It's a pay to complete. And that's not really too fair for a lot of players. I don't think. Because you've also got to look, like, this game really isn't, I don't know what the target age group is, but I can guarantee that I know quite a lot of players who are maybe it's like under 18, like maybe like 16, perhaps even younger, who have no option of being able to get this, regardless of how much time they invest, unless they're like parents, guardian, or whoever is willing to let them spend. It's hard. That's very hard. So that, I think that itself is a bit, I don't know, it gets unfair. And because it then also puts a pressure on the people that do pay. Because it's like, oh, I see, you're just going to buy it anyway because you pay. Oh, well, that's just clearly not fair, and you're just doing that, and it divides it. It's a division in the community. And I've seen it so many times happen on the forums. It's always ends up free to play versus pay to play, or as it's always sometimes referred to as pay to win. And I don't really see it as pay to win. I see it as pay to play. And there's some circumstances, but pay to win is very slight. But it just enables that division. It just reinforces that division once again of people that can have it and people that want it but can't have it. There needs to be a free to play option. Now, what would I suggest for the free to play option? Cubes. I mean, everything else costs cubes for costumes. It shouldn't be really any different. Or, coupled with that, I think there should be maybe an option to, if you complete the puzzle at the start, well, I guess even if you don't complete it, you will play through it once. You'll complete the whole puzzle, chapters 1, 2, 3. And I think then, with given the remaining days, you should be able to restart and go back through it. Yes, if you did not complete the seal, you have to pay 2,900. If you did complete both seals by grinding, it should just be free. You just click it, or maybe there should be a slight charge. There should be like, oh, well, congratulations on completing it. First playthrough. Here's your reward, the costume of your choice originally, Crescent Moon or Full Moon, whatever it was. To replay through again at a chance to for an opportunity to get the next costume, you must pay a certain amount. I think that would be fair. Not pays in crystals though. Pays in crystals. Crystal payment. So you can have, oh well, then you complete the seal, because you complete the seal, you can have a discount. For example, the 2,900 goes down to like, I don't know, 1,900 or something like that. That's just an idea. So then you play through again. You could make it the second run through. The missions are harder. The missions are longer, tougher, that kind of thing. And I think if people really want it, they will play through, especially the free to play. They will play through it if they want it. If they don't, then they can just bypass it. Just think, right, okay, forget it. It's not worth my time to get this extra costume. I'm just going to stick with one. That's fair enough. But the option is there for free to play players to play through. So it would be either a cube amount. I mean, you can slap a nice price tag on it. It's a legendary costume. I don't know how much that is, but I can't remember how much the Night Raven was. I don't know how much that was, but hey, you can slap maybe well, because it's legendary, 2,500 cubes, something like that. That's a big grind if you're free to play in cubes, damn sure. Or you can do a second playthrough or both. I think a second playthrough with potentially tougher missions for chapters 2 or 3 could be good, or you can just do the same missions. Doesn't matter. You could do the same missions but limited to what cookie or pet you can use. Something, I don't know, just like something that'll give an incentive to free to players to want to keep playing the game, because the divide will just keep growing. Hello Kitty already did the stamped in that divide for the players that could play it and the players that couldn't. I got so many comments of how do I get past this, and I didn't have an answer. There was no answer for that, because it was just the only answer is get Hello Kitty, and there's no way to guarantee to get it unless you pay money, and some people don't have that choice. So there should be a pay option for people that want to support the company, or for people that don't have time, but there always should be a free-to-play option, but make it worth it, you know what I mean? Don't make it too easy, otherwise then you lose your paying fan base. You know, it's finding that balance. But I reckon, I definitely think a second playthrough of City of Wizards is good. Is a good way to get the second costume. But then again, this is just all my ideas. and they might not come to light at all. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this. And yeah, I am looking forward to chapter 2 and 3, and I will definitely be playing through them. And I'll be definitely doing any help videos that people may have, like, oh, how do you get past this mission, yada, yada, yada. I know nothing about them. They've said here that they're not going to spoil anything, but I'll be playing through them regardless, even if I buy the costumes. So have no fear on that bit. But yeah, there should be a free-to-play option for the second costume. Definitely. If it is a cube kind of thing and goes back to the drawing board for whatever reason, if I become an inspiration to them, they go, right, yeah, we should really put this on. Do not make it limited. You cannot make this limited. Because people will grind. They will grind hard for this. But if you only slap a week on it, they're not going to have time. Now, I wouldn't extend the City of Wizards by any time, but if the costume comes available in the wardrobe, I would not make it limited edition. If you do make it limited edition, put a nice big time limit on it, like 3 months or something like that. You know, give people a lot of time to grind out cubes. The City of Wizards for second playthrough, for example, if that is introduced, or such a thing might be introduced later on, in say if a similar event comes up, it's like, oh, we'll do a second playthrough. I think, given the time frame, I think if people play from the very start, they should have enough time to complete all the way through again, because there'll be no waiting between chapters. They can just plow through. So I think that's fair enough. But yeah, anyway, that is my thoughts on this frequently asked questions thing. And questions basically 1, 2, 3, 4 were all pretty fair enough, I think. I said and then number 5, I kind of went on a little bit of a rant. But I think, yeah, I think I covered both things, and I can see where they came from, but I'm also giving my opinion on from where I think they should also take it as well. Anyway, I do want to thank Micmac on the forums though for putting it together. I think it has cleared up a lot of confusion surrounding both costumes. But yeah, that's my thoughts on question 5. Anyway, that is it. If you want to say anything, feel free to log into the forums to do it, or you can just complain or give your ideas, or let's say constructive criticisms. Don't just go, it's bad, yeah, that's bad. That's helping no one. It's helping no one. You know what I mean? Give some constructive criticism. I've seen messages that they're not very constructive at the moment. They don't paint the devs in the best light, but I mean, you know, there you go. It always happens. You can't please everyone, but I was trying to come up with a way that could potentially please everyone in some kind of way surrounding both costumes. Anyway, that is it. As I said, I'm going to stop rambling now. I'm going to have a cup of tea. Watch me some Twin Peaks. All right, until next time, bye-bye.